morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome again to Inspiring Educators. This is your host, Teacher Brian, and for this episode, we have traveled to another wonderful country, okay? The country of Indonesia. And we got a fantastic educator here, and he's about to share his journey in becoming a teacher. How did he adapted to this COVID-19 pandemic, and how does he inspire his learners? So without further ado, let's all welcome in Inspiring Educators, Teacher Fajarudin Akbar. Teacher Fajar, how are you?
Okay, I'm very great. Thank you. It's nice to be here. I'm so honored. I'm so excited to be here.
That's
Hey.
wonderful. And I'm great. By the way, teacher, as early as now, I would like to say thank you very much for dropping by to my humble podcast. All of my guests are the stars in here. So I will make you shine in a few minutes.
Got it. All right. Thanks for having me once again. Okay.
You're so welcome, teacher. Now, Teacher Fajar, me and my listeners are excited to hear, okay? So can you tell us about yourself? Can you share something about yourself?
Okay. All right. Maybe I'll start with name. My students usually call me Mr. Fajar, but Fajar is also okay. Yeah. Sometimes it's difficult to pronounce my name because I have two words name, but I have a short for Fajarudin, which is Fajar. I know some people are having a difficulties pronouncing my name for the first time because they thought that it should be Fajarudin, but in short it is Fajar. Yeah, and I'm living in Indonesia. I was born in Indonesia and currently teaching in Indonesia. But I also teach I teach online to students from several countries. I don't teach at school. I don't teach at a formal education. I teach in a language private course or language private school. So most of my students are adults, workers, employees. So I rarely have high school students. So yeah, mostly I teach adults, and that's why I joined a global classroom. So I want to interact with teenagers. All right.
Nice. That's nice.
And I think I have been teaching for just about 3 years now. It's going to be surprising, but I'm just 23. I'm 23. Okay, I have been teaching since I was 19. All right. Yeah, I have been teaching since I was 19, in a language private course, and my first class were adult classes, like daily conversation were adults. It was the name of the program. So I faced students 20 years old, 30 years old. Most of them are employees like that. And also recently I have been working on digital educational technology, digital teaching, digital learning. It is the current trend, right? Also in my country, I have been attending and presenting in several webinars nationally and internationally, and also almost each month. Yeah, I got a chance to present about educational technology in some universities in Indonesia and outside Indonesia. Been invited for giving a trainings, some kind like that. And I'm also a Google Educator, Microsoft Innovative Educator, where I met Jorge. And yeah, I love learning very much. Sometimes if I don't do anything, I just learn. Because
Wow.
But besides that, yeah, that's a boring life. When my student asks me, what's my hobby? Okay, besides teachings, I'm going to learn. All right. But besides that, I also have this, I should say, uncommon hobby or unusual hobby for teachers. I like riding my motorcycle very much. Sometimes I go to the track. Yeah, maybe Teacher Brian has also seen my Facebook profile. A lot of motorcycle stops. Yeah. So sometimes once in a month, I go to the track to practice with my motorcycles. I also participated in some racing nationally. But because before I wanted to be a teacher, I really wanted to be a motorcycle racer. But yeah, it was just a dream, and I do it for a hobby, and yeah, I still enjoy it. And I think that's a lot about me, not a bit.
Wow, we're just getting started, Teacher Fajar, but then you're giving the good things about you, all right? Especially your hobby, because other teachers, they will say that, oh, what is your other hobby? I like to watch. I like to read books. I'm a homebody. But then, just like me, I have also a very weird hobby for a teacher because I consider myself as a duathlete. I do running and I do biking while
it's
you're
amazing.
riding a motorcycle. So that would be really weird if they're gonna look at us. You really teachers.
Yeah. Like we have two kind of world. Like when I am in my motorcycle, they will nobody will expect me as a teacher. Like when they ask what's your professions, I'm a teacher. Really? Like, and every time my students see my, every time like I have my laptop on the projector or maybe on the monitor, and they see my wallpaper, laptop wallpaper, and is that you? Because I have my myself on a motorcycle, my wallpaper, is that you? And they will just believe it.
Yeah, that was really fantastic and really interesting to hear that. Okay, and also you mentioned that you are mostly teaching adults, because I've also been like you. Before I started teaching in a formal school, for 3 years I've been teaching Asian nationals, to be specific Chinese. I've been teaching young Chinese age 6. The eldest would be 60 years old. Every type of English, basic, phonology, grammar, to business English, to IELTS, name it, I've faced it.
It's very amazing.
Yeah,
I gotta learn so much from you.
You're also an amazing teacher. That's why you're here, right? So, listeners, we're just getting started, but as you heard, Teacher Fajor's really impressive introduction, what more can we ask for him? Now, teacher, give us a glimpse. Why did you end up becoming a teacher? What's the reason for you teaching this profession?
Okay, I see. So when I was in high school, so I have this English club. So this is like some kind of really unexpected event in my life. So I did it. I'm like, and never had any thought that I'm going to be an English teacher. But yeah, I have been in love in English since I was in junior high school or elementary school. So I love English movie. I like to read Wikipedia so much. I love to read conspiracy in English, like so many conspiracy like that. I like to read them. And when I was in high school, actually I wanted to do the futsal, the football extracurricular, but I'm really bad at it. I was really bad at any other sports like futsal, football, basketball. Oh man, I'm really bad at them. And I just forced myself because I really want to play futsal and etc. And yeah, I was not a very good student as a high school student. Like I remember when I was in the first grade of high school students, like my absence like about 15.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. Like my parents don't force my education so much because like my family is like a businessman family, so we have shops, we run shops, something like that. So they're not really into education sector, so they don't really force me. So every time I got up late. So when I went to the school and the school gate was closed. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I just went back home. And then my parents asked me, why did you go back? I mean, like the school gate is closed. Oh, okay. So I know it's not a really good thing to do as a parent. Yeah. And then so I thought of things. How could I like save myself in the school? So okay, I know English, so I'm a bit good in English. So I joined the English club, and I did a lot of things like joining in some competitions, winning some competitions like speech competition, debating competitions, and I became the leader of the club. The leader of the club. I'm building the organization, and there, it was like, I don't know, a disaster as the leader of the club, because like I'm the only one who, I should say, enthusiastically active to do the extracurricular. Like I had So I don't want to show off this. My juniors considered me as attractive when I was in high school. So yeah, the members joined the club. They say that I heard the rumors. They said because yeah, the leaders was attractive. The leader was attractive. They called me Senior Fajar was really attractive. He was really handsome. So I have about 40 members, and they were girls.
Oh my goodness, you're a
They were
magnet.
girls. Yeah. So almost every week, I was the only one who presented in the activity in the meeting. So almost every week, like I presented some kind of thing, any activities, etc., etc. So yeah, at that time when I was graduated from high school, so I didn't think that I have any other choice. So I entered the university and chose English education major, and here I am.
Wow, that's really fantastic, you know. But what played back in my mind right now is that when you said the word senor, because as if they are really, you know, they're really praising you. They are looking at you as, oh my God, this guy is, you know, because usually when they call you senor, you are at the highest peak. You are respectable. So I could clearly see it because, you know, whenever we are using English, right, it seems that we are at the top. Whenever we can speak it, whenever we make English as our native language, someone hears it that, oh my God, this guy is fantastic, amazing. Girls would even say, oh my God, this guy is so sexy because he can speak that fantastic
Yeah,
language.
true. Especially in Asia.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See,
yeah, you know, well, like most of the time. So sometimes when I'm having a meeting, like I'm outside the office because I still go to the office. But sometimes like I have a meeting, but I think it's going to be late if I have to reach the office first. So sometimes I go to a coffee shop and I open my laptop and I'm having a meeting with the other faculty members, like the other teachers, and yeah, I have to speak English, right? And like the other customers at the restaurant is like silent. They're staring at me.
I know. That is the magic of this language. That's why, dear listeners, we can consider ourselves very lucky if we can speak English, right? Most especially like what Teacher Fajar said, here in Asia, we are lucky if we can communicate in straight English, right, teacher?
Yeah, and especially during this situation, I should say, in this new era of online teaching, I dare to say, and I believe that most English teachers are in the front of using the technology.
Yes.
Yeah, I should say, I dare to say that I believe that since like most of the educational technology expertise currently, the new teachers that suddenly become an educational technology expertise are from the English teachers background, like that. Yes, because they open to the access where the other teachers unfortunately cannot access because of the language itself.
You're right. You nailed it. You've nailed it. Okay. Love the ideas. Okay. Actually, dear listeners, me and Teacher Fajar I guess we're meeting minds already because teacher is teaching in an online classroom setup wherein he's also affiliated with adults, and yours truly, your host, have been in that situation. So I guess right now we're meeting minds, okay? And also the time that we are in junior high school, you know, you might be the eye or the apple of the eye of everyone, okay? I don't know what's the right term for that one, but you're famous during that time. And yeah, I might not be that famous, but then, you know, whenever I can speak in English, whenever I'm explaining, all my classmates, yeah, most especially girls, they would just, he's great.
Yeah, like that.
I could really relate with you that one. So, my God, teacher, we're just on the second question, but you're making this session really interesting. Okay, we are very relaxed. Okay, but then there is the ideas. Okay, you can see we're just giving out infos. We are relaxed, but then we are feeding their minds with reality, right?
True.
Okay. Now, teacher, in a more serious side, okay? So, it's not, how will I say this? it is not a new thing that Asian countries like us, Philippines, Indonesia, other Asian countries, and around the globe or around the world experience COVID-19. Now, teacher, I wanted to know, how did Fajar and teacher Fajar cope up with COVID-19? So, I would like to hear the side of Fajar, and I would like to hear the side of teacher Fajar. How did he cope up? What did he learn during COVID-19?
Can you hear the background noise?
No. I can just hear your fantastic voice, teacher.
Okay, because there's a background. All right. So as a Fajarudin Akbar, personally, I should say, yeah, I faced a lot of things, and I'm still facing a lot of things during this situation. A lot of things changing for my life, and maybe for my academic life, for my career, etc., etc. So, okay, this is like a really surprising, but I didn't finish my bachelor study. I didn't finish it. Okay, so this is some kind of problem that I cannot clearly explain. There's a lot of things happens like in my university, in the place that I study. So I'm currently survive with other certificate other than my degree. So I have my TESOL certificate. I have, I don't know. I have dozens of certificates that I do online because of this current pandemic. Like knowledge is clearly open, even though that I'm like we knew it already. Like knowledge, learning is already open access everywhere in the internet. But because of these situations that open our eyes, like we don't have any other choice. Like we have to open it online right now. So to say, as a personally, I cope up with learning again. I learned so much from during the situation because like I have nothing to do and I don't have any other reasons to not learning online like that. So I take this advantage. Like okay, I know English, I know the access. I think I can step first forward, and later on I can share things. And that's what I do now. So other than learning English, I do other things like psychology and also like the IoT, like AI, programming, etc., etc. So that I can share these things, since I know that I'm teaching adults. So in case that I have some students who are related in the field, so I can talk with them, so I can recommend them those things. So I think that. I dare to say that I make use of the situation to take the advantage as a teacher and also as an educator online. And also for teaching. So currently I'm in a new school, I should say, private language school. I'm new, like less than a year, since in 2020, in the beginning of 2020, I was like a freelance. So I teach online in several websites. There are so many websites that I apply, and surprisingly I got accepted. Like 2020 is the first time that I got paid with dollars. I got paid with dollars online, teaching at home. Like getting $100 a month at home. Like really first time for me. Like for a 22 years old person, like I don't think any other of the alumnus of my university has ever done it like that. Okay, so that's what I got from online, and also, and I think I need a place. I mean, like I need a base. I need an organization to reside. So I apply to this one private school, language private schools, and I offer my skills as an educational technologist, like as a digital enthusiastic teacher and learners. And I have been presenting for the teachers, giving training for all the teachers, like about 115, 112 teachers in my company right now, like for about 4 times. And we have scheduled it for like 4 times in a year for training. So yeah, I think I should say I improved so much rather than, there's some things that I should say, unfortunate. Like I gave up my study because of certain things. during this situation. And also, but I think I improved so much. And also for my students, I can give more access, like the global classrooms, right? The global quarantine conversation club, like the things that you had never thought of before, like giving a sessions for the students to practice their English with the students from another countries. And also, like, there are so many online clubs for language learners to learn with other learners from another country. I think that's the most precious things that I could give for my students during this situation.
Wow. Allow me to say and respond to that one, okay? And also, I'm asking my listeners to allow me because I was really surprised, okay? Because you're the ones who opened it, and you said that you haven't, finished your degree, and I haven't thought about it. Actually, I thought that you are, at first when I saw you, oh, this is a fresh graduate, fresh out of the academe. That's why, he's still cool, he's still loving it. But then it was really a big jump, Teacher Fajar, because others, well, me, I'll also be honest. My listeners might have heard this millions of times. It took me 8 years before I get my bachelor's degree. Why? Because I need to work at a very young age. Believe me, teacher, 18 years old, I'm already working. 18, and then 8 years has gone by. I work in a call center, okay? I know you're familiar with call centers, as well as business processing offices, okay? I've worked with Australian company. My longest stay was with a telecommunications company in Australia, Telstra. So, I'm not scared. I'm not ashamed that, I finished my studies at the age, guess what? I finished it when I was 30 years old.
Amazing.
You couldn't see my face because we're both, we're happy. That's why we don't look that much old.
I know you were 25.
Nah. But then, teacher, that's why my respect to you right now is here. Actually, when I was starting, we're at the middle. We're just same. But then when you become honest, okay, because that's the only difference, teacher. When you are honest, whenever you're speaking, honesty is always helps you move at the top. And you're not scared because this podcast will be heard worldwide. And you're not scared, you're not ashamed to say that I haven't finished my degree yet, but opportunity is here. I'm improving, I'm getting certificates, I'm much more. Allow me to say this, and dear listeners, sometimes those who are not that, those who haven't finished their degree because of some personal reasons, those are the people who are exaggerating more. Exaggerating in a way that they wanted to learn more. They wanted to achieve better life. Just like our guest here, Teacher Fajarudin.
All right.
That was really fantastic. My respect to you, it went really up. By just you saying, being honest to yourself, being honest to my listeners. That's really one factor, teacher. And I also love that you mentioned that you are just maximizing the technology now in learning. What should we do with this technology? Should we just use it? No. What? To hack? To check out others' account? Young minds can do that. But what's the purpose? What will happen? We're educators, right? So without us, there wouldn't be even hackers because, they wouldn't be inspired to read books. So why would you waste your time using technology in those kind of activities? Just like what you did, teacher. You've experienced hardship, difficulty in life. I don't need to know that because that's your personal side. But then you insisted during your explanation that you didn't waste your time. And look what you're earning. You mentioned your first $100. For others, $100. It's just $100. But no, for Asian countries, just like Malaysia and Philippines, it's a lot.
You can buy a phone.
L-O-T. Lot.
Oh, you can buy a new phone nowadays, new Samsung with
Yeah.
$100.
That's right. If they could only understand how hard to be here in our countries, right? In Asia. Because in America, they can just earn it in a few hours, but not us. We are giving blood, sweat, and tears. Really.
Yeah, that's how economic works.
That's why I'm really fantastic. And you know what, Teacher Fajar, we are just on the third question, but you are making it so smooth. Okay, you're hitting the spot. You're almost about to bring home the bacon.
I don't eat them.
I know. But then, teacher, that was really amazing. All right, that was really fantastic. Just you being honest to yourself, but still, you are letting our listeners to hear that you maximize the technology for you to become where you are right now. I salute. Okay, I give you 2 thumbs up. I salute you right now.
That's not
But
really.
but then, we are about to go to the highlight of this podcast.
Oh, got it.
So, yeah. But then, I was about to ask, because you're teaching adults, okay? And they said that it's easy to teach adults because, you're just gonna give instruction, give examples, let them answer it, that's it. But no, it's very
Oh
difficult.
no, not that.
Yeah. So, I wanted to know, Teacher Fajar, what's your secret in making your learners to see the beauty of learning new things? So, how do you inspire them, Teacher Fajar?
All right. So I think there's a lot of honesty that I should open here. Like since I teach in a language private school, we know we should consider them like they are not school, they are business, right? They are business. You may see a lot of marketings, like a lot of advertising. Learn English in 3 months. Okay, that's really amazing. A lot of language courses, like a lot of language schools, like online advertising. Learn English in only 1 month. You can speak in only 2 months. Okay, that's pretty amazing. I salute everyone who can do that. Okay, so yeah, so I should consider my students not as a student but a customer, clients, because they buy things from my company. This is not school, so we have to treat them as a customer. And I should say that school also treats students as customers because without the students, the teachers couldn't do anything, right?
Right.
Okay, so so most of the clients, most of the people that come to the language schools or private schools, they don't come to learn. They come to be taught. So there's the difference. People who come to learn and people who come to be taught. Yeah. So most of the people that I face, that I experience, they come to be taught. So they expect to come, sit, and receive the skill.
Mm-hmm.
Like receive the information from the teachers, and automatically they can. So that's somehow like the obstacle in teaching adults and teaching English for specific purposes, teaching in a private course, something like that. So we have to somehow to a little bit make them open their mind that no matter what you come here to learn. So please try to learn something, etc., etc. And also like giving them comprehensible input. Okay, this is what my favorite hypothesis from Professor Stephen Krashen, my professor from USC. I learned from him so much. Give adults comprehensible input is somehow, I should say, harder, but not the hardest. I don't want to say that teaching adults is harder than teaching children, because I should admit I cannot teach children. I cannot teach young learners. Like everyone has their own expertise.
That's
Those
right.
who can teach children, young learners cannot teach adults, and vice versa. Those who are good teaching adults maybe somehow cannot teach children, because there's a lot of different things. So I don't want to judge that I'm good at teach adults. It is better. Teach adults is what is harder than teaching children? No, there's somehow different level as it. So when you teach children, like the fun things that you can give them comprehensible input, like cartoons or maybe pictures, etc., etc. But when it comes to adults, it has to be more realistic. Like choosing the movie, choosing the audio or the listening, or maybe like the the realia that you have to be more realistic, and somehow it's quite challenging to make them interested in the input. Yeah. And yeah, and also the most main factor is that they come to be taught. They think that by attending the class they just have to sit down and receive the skills. That's the problem. So what I'm trying always try to do for the adult learners, so I try to put the situation where like this English is the English that they need for their work or for their jobs, and at least the English that they are interested to. So like hobbies are really important in learning languages. Hobbies, something they love, something they are working on, like that. So like it's going to be really irrelevant when you are teaching. So most of my students, or I should say clients, are medical workers. So I have two medical doctor students, and several nurses students. So it's going to be irrelevant if I gave them English for business, like English in the office, English English in the office. So it's going to be irrelevant. So it's a much effort. So I have to find articles or journals that they cannot reach because of the language. Maybe a new information about the COVID-19 as example, like that. So we provide them as an authentic reading, an authentic video they didn't reach because of the language barrier.
Yes.
Yeah, language barrier. So I think as a teachers of professional workers, I don't want to say that I know their profession. I don't know. Even though that I teach doctors, I teach lawyer, I don't know about lawyer. I don't know about law. I don't know about medics. Okay, they know it more than me. I know English. So what I can do is provide them something that they cannot reach because of the language barriers. So they are the one who interpret it. I mean, they the one who interpret the medical field. They are the one who interpret the lawyer field or the law field. I just provide them the language. That's what I try to do.
That's very nice. Again, teacher, like I mentioned, okay, just to credit your ideas that you gave. Without us, there wouldn't be any doctors, right? Without us, there wouldn't be any lawyers. So we are the stepping stone. Yeah, we can say we are stepping stone because we are teaching them. Let's start at the bottom. We're teaching young kids to talk, to read, the basics, read, write, count. It's all because of the teachers. And yeah, we have our native language, but we couldn't just leave using our native language. For example, if I'm gonna be speaking right now in my native language, let's say, you might understand this, but then I'll try, okay? So that my dear listeners can see the example. If I'll just say this, kamusta ka ngayon, Teacher Fajar? Kumain ka na ba ng dinner? Mamaya may gagawin pa tayo. So dapat makapagpahinga ka. There's a big barrier, right? What I've just said, teacher, yeah, you might understand some of them. So I just said, how are you, Teacher Fajar? Have you ate your dinner? We're gonna do something later. So have you already took a nap or rest? That's the thing when you are teaching adults. So there is a barrier with them. Yeah, they know terminologies like, medicine, in lawyers, architectures, but some of them cannot express it with the worldwide language, which is English. You're an expert, you know how to use English, that's why you're there. So, dear listeners, like what Teacher Fajar said, he inspires them by allowing them or letting them know that you're not just here to be taught, you're here to learn. Though the time frame is really short, but still, you need to open your mind. Just like what Teacher Fajar mentioned. You might notice, okay, this is really a big transition, teacher, because the past guests were, teachers who's teaching senior, junior high school, young learners. But then this is a new vibe in my podcast wherein I've interviewed an educator teaching an adult, and I'm really thankful. I really want them to hear, okay, to visualize how difficult, because some of them would just say, it's easy to teach adults compared to young kids. No, No, my dear listeners, teachers around the globe, it's not that easy because we need to adapt, right, teacher?
Yep. And also, I don't want to say vice versa. It's easier to teach children than adults.
We have lots of challenges in the learners we're teaching. But then, I'm still impressed with how you inspire them, teacher. You let them, or how will I say, not let them, but you open up their mind. Open up their mind that you're not just here to be taught. You're here to learn. Be a learner. Okay? But also, like you mentioned, because you're teaching adults, and I can attest to that. Customers. We always treat customers 100%. Not actually 100 because I'm not a big fan. I'm gonna give you my 100%. We just give our best, right? We give the best to them because they are customers. And you're also right. I love the fact that you mentioned at the start that students are also customers of teacher. They are customers of the school because without them, how can the school work? Would there be still a school if there's no student? So, yeah, the analogy that you gave, teacher, is really fantastic. Okay, you're just being realistic. You're letting our listeners to hear the reality. You've started it with yourself, and now you're applying it to the profession that you have. That is really fantastic, okay? And with that, teacher, please allow me to say that I'll be putting a mark on you because I already consider you an inspiring educator, okay? Again, it's not after the degree, it's not after what you got, but then the passion. Okay?
Thank you so much.
Loving what you did, loving what you will do, and loving what you've done. So, vice versa. I've done it, okay? Future, present, and the past. Because sometimes we look into our past, right?
Yep.
Past will always serve as a lesson. Because we cannot always look at the future. We will always perceive, and then what? We could not achieve it. Just look at the present. Learn from your past. The future will follow.
Pretty amazing.
But then, teacher, I haven't told you. During the debriefing, I haven't told you as well this part. Okay?
Which one is that?
Don't worry. You don't need to dance. You don't need to sing. You don't need to do a bike exhibition. But I would like you, not for example, I would like you to perhaps, give your final words. Give thanks to, if there are some inspirational persons in your life. You would like to invite some of your colleagues in your language teaching office, your faculty members there, or anyone if you would like to give final words with them. But here is the twist, Teacher Fajar. I would like you to use your native language.
Oh my.
Yeah, why? Because this is the only time as well that I can say that I'm giving honor to the country where my guest is from. Yeah, he's good at English. We already know that. He will give final words in English. Yeah. But then, how come that he might be tagged as you are Indonesian but you haven't greeted us, neither use our language? So, since this is the last part, this is your time to shine. I'm giving you my podcast floor, Teacher Fajar. Say everything you wanted to say, but please try to use your native language. I might not understood it, but then a teacher would definitely connect to a fellow teacher because of the sincerity of what they're doing. So, Teacher Fajar, the podcast floor is yours.
Okay. Baik. Beberapa guru yang benar-benar saya banggakan, yang mungkin sedikitnya juga saya kecewakan, Dr. Gumawang Jati, Dr. Maman Suryaman, beberapa profesor dari Indonesia, also maha guru besar yang selama ini saya dambakan, Mr. Elisutis Nayanto. Saya sangat berterima kasih kepada mereka, namun sayangnya ternyata tidak semua hal berjalan sesuai rencana dan sesuai impian. Namun dari semua itu saya ingin mereka paham ini yang saya jalani mungkin tidak terlihat jelas apa alasannya atau kemana tujuannya, tapi saya Fajar melakukan apa yang Fajar bisa dan Fajar anggap benar. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, some of the language I might not understood, but then as I could feel that you're giving credits to the persons, that might help you build you where you are right now. And that's the most important thing. Never forget the persons who help you. Never forget, for even our parents. Well, definitely we'll never forget them. But then there's always a special teacher that, would stuck in our mind, even if we are at same age with them. It would
Yep.
still be there that I remember this teacher, though this teacher is so strict, this teacher let me see how beautiful education is. So that was really inspirational, teacher. Seriously, right now, thank you very much, teacher. From the bottom
Thank you
of
very
my
much.
heart, I'm really honored to have you here. Fresh new idea when it comes to education, because like I mentioned, my previous guests were, teachers of preschool, elementary, junior high school, senior high school. This is the first time that I got to talk again to an adult learner teacher and learning new things and being thankful for what we got now that we are teachers. Once again, Teacher Fajar, thank you very much.
Thank you very much for having me. It's already amazing. Thank you. Thank you for the listeners. Keep learning.
You're most welcome. So now, listeners, you've heard a very fantastic educator from Indonesia. He's very honest to the point that he really opened up himself, not just as a teacher, but as a person. Teachers are also simple persons. We face lots of problems, but we're still here doing what we are given to do, to educate and to inspire. And with that, thank you very much again to all my listeners, and I'm inviting you again to listen to another episode of Inspiring Educators. See you all, my friends. Thanks again, teacher.
Thank you. See you in other occasions.